Hey, it's Mike here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a video called Bringing in $420,000 a Year as a Recent U.S. Citizen from CNBC Make It. Now, this is pretty crazy. $420,000 a year is a lot of money, especially for someone that has just moved to the United States. I'm really curious what the heck they're doing and if we can learn anything from it to actually make money as well. I'm going to go ahead and like this video. If you guys can like my video as well, it really helps out with my YouTube channel and I appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button and bell notification. Let's jump into it.
I wanted to have the family that I never had as a child. I wanted to provide them with everything that I didn't get to enjoy as a child. Coming from Peru, I always knew that money is important.
Money is important. And it's funny, people say, oh, money doesn't buy happiness. Money isn't that important. Yeah, probably have money if you're saying something like that. Like you need to have at least enough to be able to get rid of all the insecurity and make sure that your family is taken care of. And after that, okay, maybe after that it's not as important, but you need to be able to cover that kind of stuff.
And you only get as far as your efforts. I do my IT consulting business with a partner, and I also work full-time as a cybersecurity contractor.
Okay, so he's a computer guy.
My wife works full-time on the daycare, part-time as a real estate agent. For the snow plow,
Wow, they're both working. Okay.
we have drivers that work for us during winter. My name is Eddie Nunez. I'm 34 years old, and my wife and I bring in $420,000 a year.
That's pretty crazy. That's a lot of money to bring in. It's not like they're making 120,000. That's 420. I wonder if it's profit or what. Hopefully they go into it. Looks like a nice house. Came to the U.S. when he was 14. I mean, he's pretty much an American. Like if you come to the States when you're 14, you're definitely like at that point you're going to learn the language very well. You're going to learn English. You're going to learn the culture really well. But of course, it's going to be different from different people. Like how immersed are you in the culture? Are you hanging out in a neighborhood that is other people from like the place that you came from? If you do that, then it's going to be really hard to become Americanized.
Our life was very difficult back in Peru. My mom really struggled. She saw the assassination of her parents right in front of her. She suffered domestic violence.
The events of 9/11 the year before made it very difficult to immigrate legally. I'm sure it was really hard during that time to actually get in.
Crossing the border is not easy, especially for a 14-year-old. But I had one goal in mind, so I just kept pushing and going, and I made it here.
So did they go through illegally? I'm not quite sure what happened there. And I don't know what the laws are with that. Like if people get forgiven after, immigration is really tough. Like we've had to work with my family for immigration to the United States. My wife is Turkish, so it's definitely not easy when it comes to even when you go through the normal way of doing it, you'd be surprised at how hard it is. Ashburn, Virginia, okay.
Life as an undocumented person was very difficult. I resented my life here. Sometimes I resented my mom. Living here as an undocumented person just means working and working and working because you want to achieve something.
After high school, Eddie took nursing classes at Northern Virginia Community College. So it looks like he's really been trying to learn a skill that was going to pay like good money. Because nursing, if you get a nursing degree, you can get jobs like so many different places. Everyone needs nurses.
Classes were $1,500 to $1,700 per class. I couldn't apply for financial aid. I couldn't get any federal grants. So I was paying out of pocket.
Met his wife, they're nice. Ah, they didn't like it. That's tough.
They wanted somebody better for their daughter. And I completely understand that now that I'm a parent.
I wonder how they feel about him now that they're making $420,000 a year. That changes things.
My wife and I decided to get married in secret.
Well, they threatened to have Eddie deported if he didn't. Wow, that's tough. Wonder how their relationship is now. He decided to seek asylum in Canada where his uncle had citizenship. It's, like I said, it's immigration is hard. It's really hard to move from one country to another. He was detained by Canadian Border Patrol when he tried to cross over in December 2010. This guy's life has been hard. A lot of times people see these people that have like really like rags to riches stories or whatever, and then you'll find out that their parents were really rich and they had a really big advantage, blah, blah, blah. This guy doesn't look like he had very many advantages at all.
So unfortunately, Canada couldn't officially or lawfully give me asylum. So they had to send me back to the United States. And I ended up in immigration jail. I never
Ooh, immigration jail. That sounds bad.
been arrested. I never got in any type of trouble with the law before. So for me, it was shocking to be detained. I felt like a criminal. So I was desperate to get out.
In the months before his trial, Eddie spent much of his time in the prison law library.
I would sign my name and I would go there every single day to study my case.
Eddie eventually presented his case before a judge on February 10th, 2011. After he was done, the judge handed down her decision. Okay, what happened? I'm really curious what happened with this.
And the judge told me, I'm gonna grant you asylum. You presented a really good case. You explained everything in detail. You defended yourself well in front of the prosecutor. And she also told me, don't ever put your head down for anybody. Be proud of yourself.
Pretty amazing that she did that. She must have really felt for him. He returned to Virginia where he reconciled with his in-laws and was reunited with his wife. I wonder why his in-laws suddenly accepted him. Like what changed?
I felt like I had lost so much time. And I also knew that studying medicine was gonna be extremely expensive. So I decided to pursue a degree in cybersecurity.
He received his associate degree in information technology from Northern Virginia Community College in 2014. I mean, that's the way to go. Doing this is stuff that's really in demand. You can work probably from home. Like, smart move. He received a BS in cybersecurity from the University of Maryland 4 years later. He's a go-getter.
As soon as I got my associate's degree from Northern Virginia Community College, I started looking for jobs. Any IT job I started applying for. Now I work as a cybersecurity contractor full-time.
Okay, so he's making $113,000 a year. So he's not making 420. So he must. I wonder where that other money comes from. I mean, they showed those other businesses that they have, but that's a lot of money that they're making from those extra businesses. Private IT consulting, which brought in $3,500. That's not very much. In addition to his IT work, Eddie and Stephanie own several businesses. Okay.
One of the people that I admired, I saw one interview from him, Mark Cuban, and I remember the phrase he used. He said, like, you only have to be right once. So I had many crazy ideas, and my wife, who was always pushing me from behind, she was like, that's a great idea, let's make it happen.
Okay, one of their first ideas was a snow plowing business. I mean, that's a great idea. It's like a service-based business. It's something that people actually need, but the startup costs for that got to be huge. Like getting those big trucks and everything. It's not a cheap business to start.
We bought our first truck in 2011, and we got a contract with the Virginia Department of Transportation, pushing snow in the winters, that we were able to buy another truck the next.
That's a big contract. I mean, they got hired outright. I'm sure that takes a lot of time to do. I wonder if he does the plowing himself.
Year, and then we bought 2 trucks the following year. We kept buying until we had 10 trucks.
In January 2016, a storm covered Northern Virginia and about 3 feet of snow.
We drove a whole week without stopping, not sleeping. The sand on the sand spreaders will freeze, and one or two of us will have to climb up and literally shovel it. and while the other one was driving so we could start throwing the snow.
They're hard workers. Eddie and Stephanie's snowplowing company made about $154,000 in 1 week. Holy crap, that's great.
With that money, I ended up moving to Luckett's, Virginia, and I bought a 4-acre property where I could park my trucks.
Nice. Okay, so the first child, and she started a home daycare. Look at all these businesses they're starting.
Now she has 12 kids that she takes care of, and her business does very well. It brings around $168,000 a year.
It's a lot. Again, another business making a lot of money. Okay, so he downsized his snowplowing business to 2 trucks. I wonder why he did that.
So with the money that I obtained from selling some snow trucks, and also the money that my wife was saving from daycare, we were able to save that money, and we started buying properties. Right now, we have 8 houses and 7 properties. We fix them up, and then we rent them.
And that's the way to go. Take your money that you earn and invest it in things that are going to pay you passively. Really smart.
Some of the properties that I have are completely paid off. All the others are currently have a mortgage. My idea was to get to my goals faster, was to have different streams of income and revenue.
In June 2023, they put $20,000 down on another business, a coffee shop. I don't understand how they have time for all these businesses. That's crazy.
The first time we went to this coffee shop, we fell in love with the character of the place. It looked like that 70 shows or Friends. And we were like, oh my God, this place looks really nice. And they sell Peruvian coffee. And we wanted to add one more stream of income to our current monthly revenue.
I don't see that as another stream of income necessarily. I see that as another stream of stress, another stream of work. Because when you buy a business like that, I mean, you got to be there. If you're not there, you got to hire someone to manage it for you. That's going to be a lot of money. You got to be careful with buying businesses.
So my wife and I decided that this was the perfect business to buy.
I wonder how much that makes.
I was extremely happy to finally say, okay, I'm truly a citizen now, and I'm happy to be here.
Done an amazing job.
Life is not easy, but it has definitely given me the good opportunity. I'm grateful with God. I'm grateful for my mom and my wife. She bet on me. She put all her chips.
Really important to have a supportive spouse. Like that's, if your spouse doesn't support what you're doing, it's gonna be really hard to achieve it.
On my basket, and I knew I couldn't afford to let her loose.
So what do you guys think of this? I mean, this guy's a hard worker. He works his butt off. I hope that in the next few years, they're able to stop working so hard and start enjoying their money. Like they've got all those properties. I think that's going to be the key to their success. But what do you guys think of this? Let me know in the comments below. Also, like this video. It really helps out with my YouTube channel, and I appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button and bell notification. As always, thank you so much for watching. See you again in my next video. Thanks.